I didn't even. But before, when I accidentally clicked out, it didn't stop it.
Oh, it's just tricks of Lightstream. We got to figure
I
this
guess
stuff
I
out.
could have just deleted my camera and walked away instead of closing the window tab, but we'll wait a couple of minutes. Hopefully, Levi and Beat and Mike will come back.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
So, do you think the audio recorded? Because I was telling some really embarrassing stuff.
No. The audio recorded up until the point in which you asked to take a break, and then I paused it.
Okay, good.
So I fully did not expect any. Yeah. The Q&A about Tool's new album and all that shit. Yeah, I just didn't even leave that out. That's internet only.
All right.
Oh my God, I'm very gassy. I need to know if Levi's back before I move any further, because as much as I love Beat's kind of like the neighborhood cat. You keep feeding him, he'll keep coming back, and we keep feeding him that sweet, sweet pot meat. He keeps coming back.
You saying he's like the town crotch?
Aw, yeah. Nothing changed other than the fact that I closed and reopened the tab.
No, when the thing skipped out on us earlier and then you came back, you got pretty choppy for me for a little bit there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, audio wise too, but I know that wasn't on. That won't record like that for you. It was just for me.
No, still, it's a pain in the ass to like try and make a statement and you're just waiting for the sentence to finish.
Yep.
Do you remember what you were talking about?
You were talking. We talked about Korn's album and the fact that they had, because they had one not too long ago. I was criticizing you for saying, well, the new album is just going to be the next in a line of non-successes.
But oh yeah, talking about how I know all the words to the song Twist. Where are we in this movie? So when I hit record, I guess we can just pick up there.
We haven't really done much in the plot other than the fact that he discovered that the body was alive.
Yeah, so the body, sexy Jackie is alive. Yeah, I'd won Jackie. The plot's not too deep in this movie.
It doesn't take a lot. Jackie and
I really appreciate the fact that the movie is only 1 hour and 28 minutes, and it does not fuck around.
No, it doesn't. So Jackie and the people that she's with, her boyfriend, and I guess their gang, that the kid that I talked about earlier, and another person, they're all at some place, and the boyfriend goes in to handle the deal. But then this other gang comes out and shoots them all in the car. Jackie sees the face of the guy who shoots her before she goes under. So he assumes she's dead. She's taken a bullet to the neck and a bullet to the side. And
so I would like Beatmaster's asking if Danny Glover entered. Danny Glover was not in this movie. I'm sorry.
No, he played the guy who was grabbing everybody into the oven.
I thought you were going to say grabbing everyone in the pussy.
Yeah, that's right. Danny Glover, famous pussy grabber.
Danny Pussy Grabbing Glover.
That totally sounds more like Mel Gibson, but still. I learned from watching you, Mel.
Oh, Jesus.
When I'm alone in the desert. So Jackie and her crew get shot. When Jackie comes back, the daughter is seeing ghosts of the rest of the crew. But she also is terrified of going in the basement because she sees the ghosts of the first person that her father took care of for the original gangster, who's the one who paid him $10,000 and like keeps doing it.
Which is fine, but my problems really start when the other gangsters show up and then they see the ghosts. And it's like, I get why the daughter sees the ghosts because she's the one that's helping dispose of these bodies, so she's haunted by them. But for someone to just fucking show up at this house and it just...
So here's where I said I was going to either piss you off or maybe make you see it in a different light. Because as a person who is a storyteller, I took it as something else. And I want to go over with you because this is just a theory. I know no more about the story than what you got from seeing it. I have not talked to anybody in association with this film. So during the time that Jackie is staying with them, against her will, whatever, the daughter, God, I hate that I can't remember her name because she is the most interesting character in this whole thing, and the actress is fantastic in this part. But all the stuff with her and her dad, and all the stuff with her and Jackie, everything, she could carry the movie if the rest of the performances weren't good, but all the rest of the performances are still really good on top of this. Anyways, in the time that Jackie's there, the daughter, one gets Jackie's earrings.
Gloria.
What's that?
Gloria is her
Gloria.
name. Yep.
Gloria gets Jackie's earrings. Jackie offers them to her. And Gloria, like when we see her the next day, she's pierced her own ears with the earrings. So she's got blood running down her ears. Gloria's a little messed up. She's a little Wednesday Addams.
But if you were helping your dad dispose of dead bodies, you probably would be
right.
too.
And if you don't have a lot of exposure to other people, like I assume she's probably homeschooled, but she's schooled at all where they live. She spends a lot of time isolated. So she doesn't have a lot of experience with being normal.
Sad?
Huh?
Do you know what makes me really sad?
What?
Ava Preston, who played Gloria, was birthed 6 months before I graduated high school.
Yeah. She's like, what, 13 or something in this?
Well, she's 15 now.
15 now, right. And this movie's now about a year and a half old.
Yeah.
So, and that's part of what's going on. So she gets her first period during the course of this stuff. And Jackie sends her to go get her purse from the garage where the other bodies and stuff were gotten rid of, and to bring back because she's got a pad in there, and she teaches her what it is that's going on, because her dad probably hasn't. And her dad, when he finds out what's going on, he sees blood on her dress and he starts to freak out and thinks she got shot.
But you didn't preface it with the fact that he heard a gunshot.
He heard a gunshot, right?
And then there was blood.
He's right to think that, but he's still he's not used to thinking in those terms. And so it takes him a minute, even when she says what's going on and she makes it clear that it's not that, for him to register and realize, oh, shit, my little girl is now becoming a woman and going through this thing that I understand, I know, but I don't know enough about it to just make the claim of like, hey, you should be expecting this, and he hasn't had that talk with her.
Just jam some Kleenex up there. It's cool.
Right, exactly.
Did they
Cherokee hair.
Did they ever like explain how the mother dies?
The mother had an illness, and it was probably cancer. I think they kind of go into it. And while she was in the hospital, he gets holed up at the house by the two gangsters, the one who got shot and the other one.
I must have slept through this part.
Yeah, he tells the story of like why he started doing this business. He's like, yeah, and his partner got shot, and I knew he wasn't going to make it, but I did everything I could to save him. And then when he died, he made me get rid of the body, and so I put him in the incinerator, and that's the incinerator thing in the basement that she keeps seeing. That first original one is the one that she's most terrified of. And he peels off $10,000 from money they stole, and he just keeps sending people to me to get rid of bodies after this because they kind of own me. There's nothing I can do to keep them from doing it, and we needed the money because my wife passed away and we had all these hospital bills built up. Okay, so the dead people that Gloria sees. She has her period. Now, we already know that she's seeing dead people, but in the time after that is when the dead people start being seen and able to do things to other people. I think that she has psychic abilities and she's conjuring the dead people. She's bringing them back. And if you go off of classic X-Men stuff, it's usually when you hit puberty is when your powers start to come out. I think the trauma of her mom's death is what made her first started experiencing with her abilities to have dead people come back. So she sees them, but it was always inherent to her. And then she starts bringing them back more and more once she has her period, and because of the trauma of these people coming in to raid her house. So I think the whole thing about the dead people being there is because of her. She's manifesting them. That's why she only is the one to see them, but then they start to do stuff to protect her and her father when the other people show up. Is she's become more powerful at that point, and the situation is so much that it's pulling it out of her. Her fear is conjuring them. So it's a very Stephen King kind of thing. That was my thought process as to why it's happening.
I think you're giving too much credit.
It, and like I said, I don't know anything that you don't either. But it kind of lines up. And as a storyteller, that's what I would do, but I wouldn't necessarily say it. She says at the beginning that she has seen dead people and stuff. Why it centers around her and no one else, and why it only comes out to protect her and Jackie and her dad at that point in time is because it's still centering around her.
I mean, I don't disagree with what you're saying or the point in which you're making. I just, back to my original point of the fact that it's like, I don't fucking want this much from a horror movie. I just like don't.
Or from this movie.
Well, and that's the thing, and I certainly stopped because there are certain movies where it's a little better to be more vague or a little more, have a little more depth or be a little more thought provoked. But I don't feel like this one needed it, and the fact that you're coming out of the gate with a very flat, dumb story. Gangsters, bring me your dead. I will get rid of the bodies. This one's not dead, and now all of a sudden it's like, whoa. You know, this one's not dead, and the girl's bringing back all these fucking ghosts and shit, and the ghosts are showing up, and now she's having a fucking period, and she's bringing back more ghosts, and all of a sudden, there's a goddamn ghost orgy in my living room because my daughter's turned on by the black one who's playing the piano with one finger and have his goddamn face falling off. I don't fucking want that. Just
so the movie didn't set your expectations in a way that made you receptive to this portion of the story.
Yeah. I mean, and I know a lot of times I say like, hey, just kind of spoon feed me everything because, and to my wife's comment about it too, and it's like, I don't go see horror movies because I want to cry. It's like I don't get to see horror movies, and I don't watch all these horror movies because I want to have to think a whole lot. Just fucking
explain Santa Slay.
Exactly. Just give me a fucking story and do.
But you do like movies sometimes that will make you think, just not necessarily horror movies.
I really do, but I want to sit down and be like, all right, this one's a thinker. I'm in the mood for a thinker. When I sat down for this, understanding what the story was about, I was like, just fucking feed it to me.
And it does.
It does, but okay, and I think this might be the beauty of the movie is the fact that you can watch it for what you think is happening, and I can watch it for what I think is happening, and we both get to this. We get the same end game,
right? And that's hard.
It solved world peace.
Yeah, all we have to do is get Trump to watch this movie, and maybe he'll shut the fuck up. But
stop playing golf all the time.
Whatever. If we put it on a plane to the Ukraine, I'm sure he'll. Anyway,
do you think he wants to party?
I don't think he wants to do anything but.
So yes. Eating 47 chicken McNuggets is partying to that old man, so I'm totally down.
I don't know that I am, but good for you. So yeah, I knew that you were going to have some problems with, and what I've seen, most reactions are the point where the movie falls apart for a lot of viewers is the fact of the dead people showing up. Is the ghost aspect of it felt to them tacked on, and that's reasonable to say. That's reasonable to believe.
It's not that. Like, even when it first started happening, I wasn't upset about it. It was the point in which other people showed up and they saw the ghosts is when I started upset. But the ghosts interacted in a way and such that without rewrites, that portion of the story couldn't have progressed without them being there.
It certainly would have been likely that the family wouldn't have made it.
Right. So the ghosts had to show up earlier in the movie to scare the girl so that later in the movie they could fend off the gangsters.
But I do appreciate, because there are definitely movies that I could have seen them doing this and then the ghost not showing up until the end. And it's just like a big chameleon twist.
Right. And there's also that. So I think the way that they presented it, I'm more thankful for the fact that it was laid out earlier before too late, where they're just like, hey, By the way, fucking ghosts.
But on the other hand, they could have advertised it a little bit better by establishing stuff. Not just the girl sees the ghost, but giving a reasoning as to why she would see the ghost. Is there a history there? Is there something about her mom there? Like her mom used to see ghosts too, that kind of stuff. They could have dropped a little bit more information to paint the picture so that you have more belief into why it's happening, as opposed to it's just, oh, it's her psychosis because of how fucked up her upbringing is.
Or
Versus,
or
shit,
they'd be
ghosts
like,
are real.
yeah. So, or because if they want to bring in the mom to be like, well, you know what? Before she got sick, she started talking about how she was starting to see the ghosts of those that she had helped dispose of, something to that effect. And I'm not saying that would have made the movie better, because now we're talking about like a 3-hour movie, and
Or
Jesus, I'm not into that.
it's real easy with a couple lines to make that statement though, and not have the girl say it, but have the dad say it, so that you're still believing that the girl might just be seeing it in her head as opposed to there actually being something. But it is a twist when the ghosts show up and actually have interactions with other people. It's a twist of like, okay, it's not just her seeing this, it's they can do stuff. And that changes the rules. But that rule change, like you said, paints how the ending has to happen for them to kind of get away. Otherwise, it's just a shootout, and none of the ghost stuff makes any difference anyways. Or it just doesn't need to be there. I like that it's there. I like that I've painted my idea as to why it happens that it does, but then it's not necessarily clear for everybody if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I would be interested to talk to the people who made this at some point and say, hey, what was the thought process of this? Just because as a storyteller, I want to find out what they were thinking, because I love talking story with people. That's why I do a show like this.
Right. So to your point, and I'm gonna. So Beatmaster made the comment: there are movies that are 3 hours and felt half that, and 90 minutes movies that felt like an eternity. Fuck. It's really hard to form sentences right now. This movie did not. I mean, it was 90 minutes and felt about 90 minutes. There were bits and pieces that I didn't care for, but what I'm really appreciative for the fact is that you and I can now have this conversation where you saw it one way, I saw it another way, and we can kind of understand why we saw it. But it didn't take away from why I saw it. I didn't care for the movie, but I didn't hate it.
Right.
I never need to watch it again, but it really wasn't a waste of my time.
Yeah, I've now watched it twice in 2 weeks, and I enjoyed it as much or even maybe a little bit more the second time as I did the first time.
Which, and I've said this with a handful of movies we've done where you and I talk, and it's like, well, now I want to go back and watch it because of the conversation that was had, and kind of like an understanding that I didn't have before. This might be one that I want to go back and see at a later time to just take it at face value. I mean, there's nothing you point out where it's like, well, at like 2 minutes in, the girl farts and you see the ghost in her butt toot. And that's what's foreshadowing for the fact that the black guy's playing the piano with one finger. So it's nothing like that, but it's more so the fact that it's like, you know what, maybe I just need to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, or she's casting spells with her menstrual blood, as women do.
They fucking paint them on the wall, and it's a mess. It's a real mess, guys. And maybe
Blair Witch with a typo. Yeah, no, and that's like I knew watching this movie where your head was going to be at with it. Because I knew that it's a good enough movie that will keep your interest in a lot of ways that a lot of movies don't.
Is that bad that we've been doing this so long that when you watch a movie, you already know how I'm going to handle it?
No, because I don't want to bring you movies that I think you're going to hate.
But I've brought you so many movies you've hated Santa's Slay.
But you know what? I love that I watched Santa's Slay and got to talk about it with you.
I get it, but
what I get from this show is that stuff. And I can guarantee you, if Santa's Slay is just casually on cable one day, I will probably leave it on and laugh my ass off because of how much you love it. And just
I couldn't even tell you what the movie was about if you asked me right now.
No, why should we?
It's a it's a good background movie. I like
Yeah.
good background shows at times. But if you want to listen to that, that's We Did Santa Sleigh Around Christmas between 1 and 3 years ago.
Yeah. And I now understand who Goldberg is a little bit more because he's been on the Goldbergs.
Yeah, he's also the host of Forged in Fire, Knife or Death.
Oh, really?
If you're not a pro wrestling guy, Forged in Fire, Knife or Death is a competition with. You don't have to make the knife; you could purchase the knife, but you have to use it. And he's the host, which makes no fucking sense to me. But whatever.
Well, it makes about as much sense as John Cena being the new host of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
He's basically a fifth grader. That's the deal.
No, I like John Cena. I
think John Cena's fucking great, and he seems like a super nice guy, and he's pretty funny.
He's goddamn funny. Yeah. Blockers is honestly one of my favorite goddamn movies. I love that movie so much.
It was such a weird movie to kind of like Goldberg, the former. Yes, Phil, the Goldberg, the former wrestler / NFL player.
Is he going to be in the XFL?
Fuck, I hope so. I think Antonio Brown's going to be in the XFL, but I don't think you pay enough attention to NFL news to get that joke.
Nope.
So while I'm waiting for Phil to respond, and oh wait, John Cena is great at playing John Cena. Yeah, Beat, you're right. Antonio Brown, the former NFL player who was on the Raiders, threatened to punch his GM in the face, got traded to the Patriots for half the money,
and just got let go.
Jizzed on a girl's back, and then got let go. Yeah.
He got let go because he was threatening her for trying to expose him for what he was doing.
Yeah, it's a whole mess. Yeah, Phil, Goldberg's still around. So he was in the WWE. It's probably about a year and a half ago. I saw him wrestle in Milwaukee at a pay-per-view. This is a solid NFL joke. Thank you. It's not every day I can bring an NFL joke and anyone gets it.
I mean, all of my NFL jokes are just basically I live in the same state with the Detroit Lions. Dum-dum.
They won.
They beat the Phillies today. I know. Erica was pissed off about the football game.
Very upset. I saw the score and I texted her and I'm like, "Hey, pal, how you doing?" Which is good because the Eagles are playing the Packers this coming Wednesday on Erica and Dan's anniversary.
Oh,
and I need the fucking Eagles to die.
I think just fly to the sea, fly like an eagle, let their spirit carry me. All right. So I don't know what else I would even have to say about this movie. So I think we can probably rate it.
I'll let you go first. I think you have a lot nicer things to say about this movie than I do.
I absolutely do. This movie, if it was just as the movie itself, it would be a fuck. It would be a pretty happy fuck. But I think that what I see in it and the performances especially, and the fact that it's this production company that I've never heard of, and I'm really interested to know what else they do now, puts it more into a Mary category for me. Like I'm deeply into all of this at this moment. Now it could be like I see another movie or there are other 10 movies and they're all shit and they're nothing like this and I get a bad experience from Black Fawn Films. I don't know. But from this one picture, I really want to know more about what they're doing and who they are. And
so are you marrying?
I'm marrying this film.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
No, that's really it. Is like I'm giving it advantages that it doesn't necessarily earn, but there's something there that I want to like more. So I'm marrying it with the fact that it would possibly get like Britney Spears annulled in 3 days. I don't know. Like once I realized what the fuck actually happened, oh shit, really? No, I wasn't thinking straight at all. But in this particular moment, yeah, I'm marrying it.
Okay. So I normally rate my movies before you and I do this.
Mm-hmm.
Before you and I did this, I rated this movie a kill. I'm hesitant though. I kind of want to lead towards a fuck because I want to watch it again. But I'm also not like dying to watch it again.
You
Like,
don't have to die to watch it, but a kill is like you didn't enjoy it at all.
and that's what I'm saying. So it's like, we'll switch it to a fuck because I will watch this movie eventually. I'm not going to go watch it now. I don't know when I'll go watch it, but someday I'm going to be like, you know what? I got 90 minutes. Let's fucking watch the movie again. That's right.
And that's where I thought you would land. I thought you would land at a fuck, but not like a yeah, I'll just do it. And it's something sloppy. I'm into it for the moment, but you know,
Right.
I'm not super into it.
In this moment. All right, sorry, I'll stop.
Oh God.
Yeah. What do you want to do next time?
Oh shit. I don't know. It
would be next Sunday. I know I've been really shitty at communication lately, but next Sunday we're still good.
If next Sunday we're
I
so
have a
good,
wedding next Saturday, but it's just to get drunk at a bar reception. It's not a full blown all day wedding.
so it's your normal Saturday.
The next Saturday I'm standing up, so that is my whole weekend's gone.
And that may be. I'm trying to think of what the dates are. What's the Saturday after next? The date?
5th. So that's the beginning of the spooky season.
Okay, so that's fine because I'm probably going to be visiting my dad because that's the weekend. My birthday is the 7th. So I'm taking vacation that week because mentally I'm having a breakdown.
Nope.
And both my boss and my coworkers have said, you need to get out of here. We're afraid that you're scouting bell towers.
Anymore?
No, I just
give that a go. But yeah, definitely take that week off.
So I was going to talk to you because I was probably going to try to go visit my dad because I've lived here for a year now and still haven't seen my dad.
No, yeah, do that. So we'll do next Sunday and then take the following Sunday off, which would coincide with your vacation.
Yep. And then I know Anthony had reached out and asked about being on with us in October.
Yeah. So the following week I'm in Denver, Sunday to Thursday.
So we will work some stuff out. We'll try to make that all add up because I think that following weekend after my birthday anyways it's my wedding anniversary.
Okay.
The 12th. So we
may just do one late.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll just like hammer 2 couple days in a row, something like that. But yeah, we'll figure that one out.
Do something on a weekday. We'll line it up. We'll figure it out.
Yep. Jack texted me. He's got a couple people that want to come on.
Awesome. So if we don't have a plan for next week, is there anything that you've been wanting to do?
Please.
Because I can hit you with something, but I've now picked a couple, and other than guests, I don't know that you've picked in a while.
I guess The Purge was technically mine. The Curse of La
Llorona.
Shed of the Dead. All right, I'm pulling up the movies that I got here.
It's a reminder to people who either visit us in the chat or listen to the show. And anytime you want to email us and give us suggestions as to movies that you think we should do, we'd love to hear that.
PoT@gncast.com.
Yep.
I did just recently reacquire the Sleepwalkers.
I would be fine with doing Sleepwalkers. I'm in the last 3 episodes of the revival of Twin Peaks. Finally.
Annabelle, the new Annabelle Comes Home, I want to watch. I'll Always Know What You Did That's last summer.
Oh God, that's right.
We talked about that one.
I think Erin watched that and she just kind of shook her head as she walked away from the TV.
The Headhunter. I also heard that one was pretty good.
I don't know that one.
Bring it up. On the outskirts of a kingdom, a quiet but fierce medieval warrior protects the realm from monsters and the occult. His gruesome collection of heads is missing only one, the monster that killed his daughter years ago. Driven by the thirst of revenge, he travels wild expanses on horseback.
Oh, it sounds pretty cool. It sounds deep. So if you want to do something deep, we can do something deep. Or if you want to do something fun and dumb, we can do something fun and dumb.
It is an hour and 10 minutes long.
Oh, well, that's good.
So there's that. Secret Life of Pets 2. We can do that one. No. We gotta do the rest of the Saw movies. I don't even know if Mike's still watching, but we got to do the rest of the Saw movies too.
Yeah, but we got to do those with Mike.
Yeah, I know. So what do you want to do? There's certainly more. That was just the.
I mean, Sleepwalkers is near and dear to my heart.
I haven't seen Sleepwalkers in a very long time. We could do that if you want.
Yeah, because if I'm going off the idea of watching Twin Peaks, we could do Fire Walk with Me at some point. I think that qualifies.
Which I've never watched the show, so am I going to understand it?
No, but it's. I hesitate to suggest it, even though the movie takes place technically before the show.
Yeah,
it reveals a lot of the stuff that the show builds to reveal.
I started to watch it. I didn't have the attention span to finish Twin Peaks.
Oh God, it gets tough in that second season.
Right, and I was about halfway through the first, and I didn't. Yeah, so
yeah. But no, because of my Twin Peaks love, there are two movies I could think of in a horror movie span that would work, because Match Dynamic is in Sleepwalkers, and goddamn lovely, and The People Under the Stairs is the other side of it.
Yep.
Which not only works for my love of Twin Peaks, but also works for my love of My So-Called Life.
Phil says that you can watch all of Twin Peaks and still have no idea what's going on.
That's true.
That's what I've heard. So what the fuck are we watching? Phil, I know you're still paying attention. Beat, you might still be there. Of the movies we mentioned, what do you want us to do? I like when other people make decisions for me. I'm going to continue to guzzle this beer while you decide.
It's like a ventriloquism. I'll drink, you decide. Oh, shit. Beatmaster, you son of a bitch.
The fuck is that?
The Prophecy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Walken. A series of movies with Christopher Walken.
Well, goddamn series movies. I saw People Under the Stairs in the theater, and I remember loving them. Just how weird it was.
Is Eric Stoltz in their first one? I feel like that is, if I remember correctly. And also
still, no one has made a decision for us. Someone make a decision. Someone make a goddamn decision.
Viggo Mortensen. Wow, shit, that's a long time ago. I mean, Beat's decision is The Prophecy.
Yeah, but Phil's is also The People Under the Stairs. All right, Prophecy. Phil has agreed. Prophecy. Oh god damn, I'm dying on the inside. The Prophecy. 95?
Yeah.
Just the first one?
We can start with the first one and then see how far you want to go into the series.
Sweet.
I mean, we never made it to Critters 2.
4 of them?
And I really like Critters 2. I don't know how I feel about Critters 2.
The fact that I don't want to watch Critters 2 through 7. It's
4. It's just 4. And then the TV series now.
I'm just fucking with you.
Whatever they're doing next.
There's so much other stuff to watch. Although, did you hear about the Dish TV thing that they have going on?
Yeah, if you watch 13 Stephen King movies,
you have to apply for it,
and right?
Be chosen. So I applied for it.
Because you have the Dish?
No, I don't, and that's not a make or break.
Oh, okay.
But I think they're going to give priority to people with Dish because they're giving you the 13 movies.
All right.
So they're going to give them to you through Dish. So I'm certain I'm out, but I still fucking applied.
I mean, if you don't get picked up, we could just do the 13 movies.
Dude, they want you to do the 13 movies between October 22nd and 31st.
Yeah, but I mean, even if it doesn't happen for you and you don't wind up watching them we could do a review of the 13 movies. We could just spend a couple months doing.
Right, which I'm totally down for. Or the 13, or of the 13, the movies that we actually want to watch or haven't watched.
I haven't
looked
at the list.
Give me a second here. I've had Creeds with Arm Wide Open stuck in my head for quite a while.
So you're living your own horror film.
We're Arm Wide Open. Such a good fucking song, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
If you're me, it is.
How drunk are you?
Enough.
I can't understand how you're disappointed in the new Korn album and you're singing Creed in your head.
It's been in my head for the entirety of the episode.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's like the last 20 years that it's been out.
Mm.
That's kind of like having the hiccups for 15 years straight, where you just want to kill yourself.
Beats right. We got to do Evil Dead at some point.
But we have to pick which Evil Dead.
All. I don't think I've ever seen 2, and it has been a long time since I've seen 3. Army of Darkness.
Evil Dead 2 is kind of like Hellraiser 2, where a lot of it is Hellraiser 1.
And that's what I've heard. It's Evil Dead 1, but funny.
Yeah, it's basically it develops its personality and where it's going to go forward with it.
Yeah. So, circling back, the list of Stephen King movies are Carrie, original or the remake, Children of the Corn, Christine, Creepshow, Cujo, Dreamcatcher, It, original or the remake, 2017 remake, The Mist, Pet Cemetery, original or remake, Salem's Lot, Shining, Thinner, and Misery. Christine is the only one on this list I have not seen.
You've never seen Christine?
I have not.
I think that may have been the first Stephen King movie that I ever saw.
I wish I remember the first. I think Langoliers was the first one I saw. Or Tommy.
I believe it has Terry Farrell from Deep Space Nine in it. No, it doesn't, because Terry Farrell's in the movie with the guy that's from Christine, Back to School, which I actually just recently watched. So I don't know why I thought they'd be in both. Yeah.
I feel like we talked about Christine because something with a car.
Yeah, it's definitely with a car.
Yeah. So Phil says that his middle son and I are doing a short series of Stephen King episodes on the BBM feed.
Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, see here, I thought it was Big Black Media.
Yeah, it's similar.
Pretty close. The Stand. So Pete, they're and I've seen The Stand, but they're redoing it, which I'm kind of excited about. The Stand reminds me of Death's Leprosy album. Wrap your brain around that one. So we've technically rated the movie. We've ended the episode. We can stop, right?
Yeah, we've decided that we're doing the prophecy next. The thing that neither of us chose was chosen for us. Yep. That's exactly what we wanted. We've given out the email address so that other people can suggest movies that we don't want. PoT@gncast.com.
Yep. So that's going to do it for another episode of the podcast today. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Stay scary, everybody.
Cool. All right. I'm not going to stop YouTube so I can save this and finish that. And then I will have to go call my dad because he called me 14 goddamn times. I love you, Leon.
Does your dad text? Is it like an emergency?
No, they were here. No, God, no. They were here and he wants Lyft set up on his phone because he's going to visit my aunt in Vegas. And I blew my mom's mind by using Lyft from the airport instead of a taxi. My dad wants it on his phone, and when he left, he didn't have the right credit card to set up. So I said, call me when you get home, and I'll help you. That's where we're at with the old boy.
As much as I bitch about everything's just the same fucking thing, just remakes and reboots and all that stuff, I have had in the back of my head, like once we finally do the Gremlins podcast with Jack, because I'm holding on to that in my heart. I need that to happen.
Right now,
like if we do other projects after Gremlins, like if it just like every once in a while we'll just do another thing. So one of the script ideas that I've thought that we should work on is Beverly Hills Has Eyes. Which is basically a play off of The Hills Have Eyes, except they get picked up by a Lyft driver and taken through horrific times in Beverly Hills, going to all these celebrity homes. And just all the celebrities are as freakish as the mutants in The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, it's not necessarily that they're freakish. It's just that when people show up at their house and then shine lights on, when they come out, they're like real hideous.
They all look like the guy from The Hills.
Yeah. Exactly. I think that's going to be. I think you're on something.
Oh my God, that's terrifying. That's Silver Shepherd.
That's what I look like when I show up naked in my bedroom in front of my wife.
I can see why she bangs that.
She doesn't, though.
No.
Yeah. you see the movie Below, the submarine horror movie? I've never even heard of it.
No. I mean, I was asking Matt earlier to below me.
I'm trying to below you all the time. Jack's response to Gremlins 3 is I know.
I try to be nice. I try to not push on Jack because I know Jack's got a lot in his life going on.
I get a couple oat sodas in me, and then I don't pay any attention to anything.
Yeah. I do the same thing with Levi. I try not to push Levi on stuff that I want to do with him, because it's just like, I know it's hard to sometimes get out of your space, or the amount of shit that you've got going on and everything, and like, oh, but we're gonna do this project, right? Yeah, at some point when I've got the energy and the will to live.
Yeah.
But I just love Jack. It really comes from one. I think it would be so much fun to do, and I think about it a lot because it's the kind of thing that I really enjoy. But it's also because I just love Jack so much, and I want to hang out with Jack.
Levi says no one, but Levi doesn't do anything if no one pushes, and I understand that. Like, I know a couple people. Nothing.
That's a prison rape joke.
Nothing creative, but there's a contractor that I'm trying to get to put a wet bar in my basement, and I, after like 2 months, was like, "Hey, man,
I'll put a wet bar in your basement."
This is not a sex joke, Corey.
Yeah, it's sex serious.
That's fine. But yeah, and he's like, dude, you got to push me. Like, I need someone to remind me and kind of like, hey, man. And I'm like, but that's not me. Unless I really want done, and I don't want to be a dick about it because I don't want to piss anyone off.
And that's the thing too, is like when it comes to doing a show with Jack or doing a project with Levi, I already feel like they're doing me the favor if and when it happens, because I'm the one who's like seriously looking forward to it so much that I don't want to push them to give me something that is going to be mostly one-sided for my enjoyment anyway. But I still really want to fucking happen, so I just have to bring it up every once in a while. I'm like, but you know, Gremlins 3, wee.
Yeah. Levi says you said wet bar. Yeah,
I did.
I need to rinse off my beer glasses in between giant beers that I get super drunk on Sundays. Corey, I got so drunk last Sunday, I thought about selling all my beer. Yeah, you were chunk of it. That's how fucking drunk I got. And I stopped drinking at like 5 p.m.
See, my head went to, I got so drunk, I thought about selling all my beer so I'd have money to get more beer.
No.
You thought about selling it because you were giving yourself a possible intervention.
I seriously was like, dude, we're done drinking here. It would not stop. I kept getting drunker as the day went on. At one point, my wife said that she was asking me a question and I was doing this. And then I woke up at 9:30 p.m. on the couch with a garbage can next to me.
Yeah.
And I haven't done that in fucking years. And I just wanted it to end. There are text messages that I refuse to go back and read. It was bad. I think I was talking to Erica, and she's like, "Yeah, you sent me a message," and then I just saw the bubbles, and then they stopped, and I didn't hear from you anymore.
So I mean, I gave up alcohol for specific reasons. They weren't that, but it's rare that I would have situations where I was drinking where it wasn't a situation that I woke up not knowing what the fuck happened, woke up in a strange place, woke up with strange people, woke up to a dog peeing on me once, that kind of stuff. Like, it was not often that I would choose to drink. It was always a push. It was like, oh yeah, Corey, have a drink. No, I don't really want to drink. I don't drink.
Do some cocaine, Corey.
Yeah, but at the times that I did, like, it was
not sorry
out of line. It was out of line only in so much as that I drank to the point of not knowing what the fuck happened. But I would also be in places with people that I knew, so I felt relatively safe. Now, sometimes they fucked up and let me down, but not too often or too bad, and I managed to come out of it okay. But yeah, I know what it's like to get that drunk.
Yeah, it's not cool, and I do like drinking, but I like drinking because I like tasting beer.
Right.
And sometimes you do a bunch of shots and drink some natty seltzers, and shit just gets out of control quick.
Yeah, I mean, since we moved here, Erin, especially with my stepdad, she likes to go when we go out to eat, and they have a couple beers together. They actually got shots the other night when we went to that restaurant where I had the Impossible Burger. They had shots, and Dad was already 2 beers in. But that Erin's never been a big drinker. I mean, she's definitely had times, but she was 19 when we met.
Right.
So she went through a very short phase of drinking, but she's not a go get drunk a lot. But when she's drunk and I'm driving her home, I love the conversations I have with her.
Right. So
Still, that's another one of those things that
I'm sorry.
I was just going to say. That's another one of those things that fibromyalgia
Yeah, you
kind of doesn't let you do.
Yeah, so Erica wanted to point out my love of White Claws. I do love White Claws, but this night it was natural seltzers on top of a lot of other beers. Beatmaster said that he's never blacked out on booze. Sometimes you wish it would happen. Some things you just don't remember. There's that, but a lot of times I just brown out.
Yeah.
So I'll remember bits and pieces, and if someone doesn't remind me, I never fucking remember, it's a little better that way, but it's also like, what did I do?
Right. That's the thing that gets to me is I'm not a person who gives up control very well. And I don't mind if I get drunk to the point where I pass out. That I would be okay with in if I was still drinking. But the fact that I would get so drunk and then continue on and not be conscious of anything that happened, that's the part that kind of fucks me up.
Yeah. Sorry, Erica thinks that she dumps out beer can. I dump out 2 beer cans and then fill them with White Claw to hide my shame. No, there's no shame.
Yeah.
There's
Got
pictures
shame.
of me drinking White Claws. Well, at practice at home, I have Trulies in my fridge.
Matt seriously is the person who's standing there with the hill full of White Claws saying, I've got them and you don't, you little bitches. Suck on this.
Oh, for sure. Right now I'm just drinking this Perfect Storm from Treehouse. And before I had a King OJ Ron. I drank a lot of really expensive beer tonight. Don't want to go to work tomorrow. I have a one-on-one at 8:30 in the morning that I'm not looking forward to.
Yeah, I have to go in early to facilitate some fucking meeting, and I'm really not happy about it.
Erica says that you're supposed to be on her side.
I am on your side, but there's a side that nobody wins on, and it's trying to get Matt to admit he's
no one wins on the side of the Eagles. The Eagles lost. They're gonna lose again on Thursday. Suck it. I have to deal with Erica tomorrow. I should be really nice. Monster Man is coming out September 30th, guys.
That's information that would have been better if we put it into the show.
Nah, we could put it in the next one.
You're putting it in the feed anyway.
It was just that one episode. I didn't want to bogart our feed.
I don't have a problem with it.
That is, Erica says I put a curse on my house. My house is eventually going to be your house, motherfucker. Beatmaster, it's not that great. I'm 50% less drunk. Except a couple episodes ago.
So really drunk.
Smoked marijuana in a couple episodes. It's up to Erica and if we put them all on ours. Because
absolutely.
It's through Acast, so it's not. I don't know the rules. It's on a real network.
Oh, then yeah, you wanna make sure it's not gonna screw up any terms of that.
Right.
When people give a shit about your show, I mean, I hear things. I've never experienced this myself. But when people give a shit about your show,
about a beer and a half. Wait, what's the question, Erica? Can we use the RSS links that
he's asking? Do you want to dual post Monster Madness on your network and on the Podcast of Terror feed?
Right, but I can still use the feed link that would stat track through Monster Madness on the PoT one. That's what I did with the intro episode. What's the wait? 30 seconds. Jack, because I think as long as we can do the RSS feed, we're good to do that. Yeah. As long as you get me the media link to put on a WordPress page like we did for the introduction, we can keep doing it. And as long as Corey's fine,
I'm totally fine.
Yeah, it's literally me doing the work, but it's also I don't want to step on. You know what I mean?
I mean, I could see maybe doubtful our listenership being like, oh well, I subscribe to Podcast of Terror. I don't know if I want this
But if
my regular feed, but
and I think it's the same thing as with Matt and with Cast and the Furious, where then the episode is just labeled Cast and Furious. So if you don't want to listen to it, you just don't listen to it.
you just skip it to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is more than Cast and the Furious, which again I also don't have a problem with. It seems like it's a good. The people who like this show would like that show.
Right. It's just it's a much more professional.
Yeah.
Like I'm way looser here than I am there, and that's by design. My design, not anyone else's.
Right.
So funny thing that I think you'll enjoy. Jack just texted me and said he wanted to learn how to play the drums, and I'm like, yeah, man, I'll teach you. And he goes, I think it would take a couple of years. And I said, I've been playing for 24 years and I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come on over, buddy. And then that made me really sad to realize I've been playing the drums for 24 years.
I think that's amazing you've been playing the drums for 24 years. I think what's sad is that Jack's not just going to come over. And I think he should.
I've offered to fly him here.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, dude, you need to fucking go outside. Now, here's where I try to edit audio. With booze inside me. Matt, less drunk on the other show. Phil, I am 100% less drunk on the other episode. I don't even know if I drank on the first couple. Erica's husband's kind of a slave driver, and I'm really nervous he's going to whip me. That's a joke.
Yeah. You're really into it if he does.
Yeah, right. I want to be so into it. All of a sudden, I got leather chains on my nipples.
All of a sudden,
dick is out.
Fucking lie.
It's about 10% less drunk. Yeah. P Master, you're just jealous about my fucking wet bar downstairs that I don't have yet.
I think we all are.
Someday I'll have it. With arms wide open. God, I love green so much.
If you get that cut in my head, I will fucking come after you.
I want you. Whoop. Whoop. All right. I'm going to finish editing this episode. I got to give my dad a call.
Yeah, you got to give your dad a call.
I'm going to kill the YouTube. And then...
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Wow, that was way more people.
Yeah, that was a good time. You know, it's like, fucking, I hate that YouTube isn't letting me comment. But anyways, Beat, Phil, Erica, thank you guys very much for hanging out. I got to go call the old boy, teach him how to use Lyft on his phone.
Yeah.
So, Corey, I love you. You got a sweet dumper on you.
I love you.
We'll talk about
night, Levi. Good night, Beat, Phil, Erica, Mike, who was here at the beginning.
Yeah, Mike may have left when I accidentally killed the feed, but you know what? Live and you learn. And he didn't text me, so YOLO.